Hello, and I'm going to show you how to set up slow motion on the FS7. First of all, turn on the camera with this switch down here. Give it a bit of time to boot up. And if you go into the menu, pressing this button here, have to make sure that it's in 1920 by 1080, which it is at 30 frames per second, as it will not film in slow motion at 4K. Make sure it's in XAVCI, which it is, and it's in Cine EI. Then you go to S&Q mode, take the frame rate up to 180. Then if you go out of the menu and press S&Q, it is now set up in slow motion.
Now the camera is set up to shoot in slow motion, there will need to be lots of light added. I am filming at 180 frames per second, which will be just under 3 stops of light lost. This is because the shutter speed also has to be raised, which means less light can get into the lens. The shutter speed should be double the frame rate. At 180 frames per second, my shutter speed will be 1/360. Try to keep the gain as low as possible, as this will make your shot grainy. It is best to add light, as this will mean there will be no loss of quality. If you want a pan or a tilt, the camera must be moved quickly, as when played in slow motion, the camera movements will also be slower. This means even a relatively fast pan will look slow when slowed down. My footage will be 6 times slower than normal speed, as I am filming at 180 frames per second and it will be shown at 30 frames per second. 180 divided by 30 equals 6. It is important to remember this, as it is easy to work out how long each shot will be. A 5-second real-time shot will be 30 seconds. Remember to film some test footage and watch it back to test for light flicker. If there is major light flicker, try filming in 150 frames per second and slowing it down to 25 frames per second. This should help, as the shutter speed will now divide into the 50 Hz the European bulbs refresh at. There are ways to fake slow motion, but these are not perfect, so if the equipment is available, do it using the camera, not in post. Slow motion uses an extremely high amount of memory, so have lots of memory cards if lots of slow motion shots are required, and try not to film too much footage.